he's pushing all his buttons behind the scenes.
You can't. There we go.
Okay, we're all set. Thank you, Robin. Chris, great job. Hello, everybody. I'm glad you can make it. And it's pronounced Simone, Chris, Simone. Anyway, I'll never get it right. Anyway, here's what we got. Last night, well, for the last week or so, more than that, really, Ash wanted to, he's not happy with the way things are being used in the back office. It's mainly O Network and leadership area and all that. If you go in there, they took the time to put a map of a flag of each country so that people could post in their language. And the main thing that was set up for is to add value to someone else. And I don't know about you, but hello and I'm passive is good and in it to win it. I mean, that doesn't add value to somebody else. And what we got to think about is when you post, remember this, it's not about you. It's about someone else. It's about helping other people if you can. And I just want to give a few examples. Okay, examples. Making people feel happier, like you said, being happier, making people feel welcome. It's a good thing. Make their problems appear smaller. You know, a lot of people coming into Unpassive don't understand some of the lingo or the verbiage. They don't know. And I'm rattling around about traffic. Would you want more traffic? And, you know, people are looking at that like, no, I got so much traffic on my road now, I can't stand it, you know. And I'm joking about it, but really they don't understand all of what we're saying. We just need to take the time and explain things to people so that they understand. Because remember, most people will not ask if they don't know something because they think they're gonna be laughed at or whatever. And listen, Unpassive isn't about that. Unpassive is building people up, bringing people. You know, my thing, my whole life is whatever I did, even when I worked a regular job, I traveled all over the world, is I'm fascinated with people because the worst thing that could happen is you're born, you live 70, 80 years, 90 if you're fortunate, and die and never really lived. Everybody has a voice. Everyone has something to say. Everybody has value. But sometimes, because most of us worked 9 to 5, we were told what to do from kindergarten until we retire. And even in retirement, we're told, okay, you struggled all your life, and now we would like you to live on about 40% less than you did before you retired. Not a lot of fun, but it's just reality. In this company, it was set up that all those things change and you get to become the best you. And that doesn't mean somebody going, well, I can't be Chris. I can't be Marty. Listen, I promise to God, I don't want to meet another Marty in Unpassive, okay? I don't think it's necessary. And we all know that one Chris is well over our quota, okay? We don't need another one of those. But the same goes for everyone, right? Do the best you can do. But I see people that when I first got in Unpassive, 3 years ago this month, there wasn't any Zooms. We started doing Zooms, and I remember a lot of people, their cameras off, and sometimes they didn't even have their name. And they're on the other end of that lens with a dark lens going, oh my God, don't call me, I don't have anything to say. And it's not true. If you guys reevaluate yourself for 3 years, 2 years, 1 year, you look at it and you're not the same person you were when you came in Unpassive. Now, are you morally? Yes. But did you not get to open up in Unpassive? Don't you feel welcomed here? Even more than family in some cases, right? Everybody says, oh, you talk to your family about it. No, I don't. I gave them a position. I told them what to do. And if they don't do it, I will yank it from them. I love them, but not that much. If they can't take the journey and understand what's going on, I'm sorry, I'll make you a reseller, but you're not worth being a founder. Be honest with them. But here, everyone has something to say. I've laughed here. I've cried here. I've learned from other people. But take the time, because everyone has something to say and they deserve to say it. And you should say it. And laughing and kidding doesn't mean people don't like you. It's just the personality. Me and Chris mess with each other, oh my God, 18 hours a day. Now, some people see it, oh, they hate each other. I love Chris Johnson. And if I really care for you, I beat the crap out of you. That's just who I am, okay? I make fun of Robin. I'll kid around with everybody here. It's just for fun. But inside, I really care about people. But I want people, when they leave this planet, whenever that is, do the most you can do. Be you. It's worth it. You look at other people, you say they're lucky. That's not true. It's not luck. They're not afraid to fail. That's all it is. The biggest power you have is in between your ears. And if you feed it with crap, guess what comes out? Crap. It's just fact. It's just the way it is. I spoke in front of 30 or 40 people, top 500, Fortune 500 companies in the world. When I walked in the room, in my mind, this went on. Do they know that you're from Welcome Back, Kotter? Okay? Now, they don't know that I'm a sweat hog. But I said to myself, I'm very successful, and I'm going to rock this house. And I did. Then I walked outside, threw up, and crapped myself. But no, I'm just kidding. But you got to just do it. We all deserve to be our best. And stop comparing yourself to someone else. You're not someone else. You'll never be someone else. Be the best you can be. And you have something to say, you should say it. We should all have a value. I want to hear it. The products, I love them. I love Mr. Ashley Barr. You know why? Because he believes the exact same way I'm talking. That's what he wanted. He wanted a culture. He didn't have to share with all of us. There's some people that are founders and they squeaked in, and they're not founders. They're negative. Their glass is always half full. And if it's, everything's got to be bad. If they're not sure, it's got to be the sky is falling. But it's not. If you believe you can, you will. If you believe you can't, guess what? You won't. You won't. The most successful people believe they can, even when they fall. If you fall down and you can look up, you can get up. Les Brown. If you fall down and you can look up, get up. Just get up. When you fail, when you don't get back up, just get up. And don't worry about failing. If you get out and you start talking and don't care if you make a mistake, you will talk. David Switzer. First time I heard him, he fumbled around and can't think of what to say. He talked for 25 minutes the other night. The only reason we knew that he had any kind of handicap is because he said it. Otherwise, you wouldn't know it. He grew in this company. Look at him down there laughing. He knows what I'm talking about. I don't know what disability he has if he wouldn't say it, because he doesn't say it. I'm starting to sound like the freaking unicorn. Anyway, but no, what a big change in David. But guess what? That was always in David. All you do is push it out there. Everybody's got something special. I don't give a crap. Just say it. Sherry does lives every day. She's the most consistent woman. I mean, every day. That's what you got to do. Keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Bring out the best. I'm supposed to be reading off this list, and I've done it, but hold on. Give solutions to their worries. That's what you're there for. Give solutions to their worries. Some people are not at the level you are. If the light bulb didn't go off in Freddie and Freddie's on your team, work with Freddie until bing, the light bulb will go off and Freddie will come back to you and act like you don't know anything about Unpath. You won't believe what we're in. That's how you know the light bulb went off. You don't know when it's going to happen, but if they really, really know what they are part of, it'll be an explosion in their head. And you'll know, because it's funny. You see it when it happens. Make them laugh. Chris Johnson. Chris Johnson took nations that didn't work together and got them to work together. He played a big, big part in that. Why? He had no hidden agenda. I'm going to help you, and I'm going to help you. And if they talk nonsense or fear or prejudice of any type, Chris stopped it, slammed it, and made a joke out of it. Let it go. Oh, yeah, that doesn't matter. And eventually it worked. Now they're working together. Anybody here can do that. Anybody here can do that. Make difficult tasks easier for them. Prime example, Ash Mufareh created Unpassive. Nobody in their right mind would do what he did. By the way, Ash, if you're watching this, that's a compliment. But nobody in their right mind would take on something this big. And keep in mind, you know how big Unpassive is? Right? Titanic hit one. It's called an iceberg. What you see on the top of the water, that's what we see. That's not Unpassive. There's a lot more going on in Unpassive that we do not see. And guess what? We're part of it. Because some guy, which I still amazes me, decided, I'm going to build a company for everyone that joins me as a founder. I'm going to let them have their own domain name, and I'm going to let them be the heroes. That's what he said. For $97 million. No, $97, right? I mean, think about it. I have people right now that's going, oh, I don't know if I can do it, man. I'm going, $97, guy. If you want it back, give me your email. I'll get it back in 12 hours. I'm really fast at that if you don't want to be here. But if you look at the reality, what are they saying? What's plan B? I'm leaving here and I'm getting a six-pack of beer and I'm just going to sit on the couch for another 35 years. I mean, come on. What's plan B? You're going to go to the shiny objects and realize you can't market? You couldn't market when you got here. You can't market now. They're going to do all that for you. So keep it in check. If you have problems with time, look, everybody's hurting. Sit down, relax, go do something else. Just stay tied in. But if it's bothering you, don't get so wrapped up in it. It will be ready when it's ready. I want it to be ready. Ash will say, oh, we're going to be here on the 28th of January. We're going to do this. What happens? He gets off of the webinar and 275 phone calls by noon. It changed. You want him to come back on at 1 and say why it changed? And then again at 3, why it didn't? And then again at 5, why it did? Come on, he's not going to do that. I don't expect him to do that. We trusted him when we started. You trust him now. Go through the journey. When it's done, we're all going to be happy campers, flat out. Let me get back to the list because I know Robin's probably going, what is he talking about? Make people look better and feel better. That's part of giving value to others. Raise a positive emotion, happiness, laughter, self-confidence. Now listen, all these things that you can do where you have confidence and you believe in what you're saying. If somebody doesn't, did you know that if you do it enough, it will rub off through osmosis? Eventually the person next to you will start building confidence. It's not me. I'm not Einstein. This is fact. And if you hang around people and you're negative, guess what? They'll start to be negative. That's why you have to have a strong will, a strong belief, and march no matter what's said around you. As things are blowing up around you or some idiots are making a video, it means nothing. Use common sense. Mr. Mufareh is moving large sums of money all over the world, and he's in Boston. He's not in an orange jumpsuit. Why? Because he's doing everything right. And these people, come on, it's ridiculous. Use your common sense. You know it can't be. Can't be that. Put problems in perspective. Yes, it's not the end of the world, and it's not, the sky isn't falling. Be authentic. Take people for who they are and don't judge them. This is indeed a beautiful feeling to be around a non-judgmental person. Have I done it? Yes. It's not good. It's a mistake. You look at somebody and you say, oh, this guy's got to be an idiot, right? And then he talks and you go, oh my God, where'd that come from? Don't judge. You know, Ash said the other day, I don't care who you are. Ash loves everybody, trusts everybody until he can't. Until you make him to where he can't. He said, I don't care how fat you are. And I said, oh, thank God I can stay. No, but you know what I mean? He doesn't do it. He just gets, if you ever hear him, I tried to get him on tonight. He's super busy. He might pop on, but I don't think so. But I told him, just for him talking to people, people need to know that side of Ask Me Farmer, my opinion, because I do know that side and it's mind blowing. He's an amazing person to talk to, and he's very, very unique. I also think the million people, or most of them that I meet you here, are pretty unique. I think you're positive about everything, no matter how bad things are. Everybody here had bad things happen recently, real bad. I know some of you. And it was sad. It rips a hole in your heart, but you keep going. What's plan B? You got to keep moving. Because you can't change life, but you can change how you respond to it. Listen to people. We got 2 ears and 1 mouth. Now you would think some people have 7 mouths and they're completely deaf because they don't listen to nothing. But the only way you're going to learn something or learn about somebody else is by listening to them. We're all different. Listen to them. You might be surprised what comes out of their heart, their mind, and their soul. I'm not kidding. I love listening to people or watching people because you find out, wow, that person is so amazing. Assist people in using new technology. Big deal on passive. We got technology that's scaring people. The beauty of it is you don't need to know it. I have to reinforce that every time I talk. Every time we go somewhere, because somebody will raise their hand and go, well, I don't know anything about it. You don't need to. We're talking about it because it's a neat thing to have, but you don't need to know anything about it. Nothing. Build a platform where people who even hate each other can discuss in a friendly environment. O Network. That's what it's there for. We don't all agree. We all come from different countries, different cultures. We should be able to talk with each other, debate with each other without fighting. What's wrong? You've got to hear other people's opinion. I can be wrong. Am I opinionated? Oh my God, yeah, I can't stand me sometimes. But I will listen to other people, and if they come up with something and said, no, Marty, that's wrong because of this, I may not get it that night, but I'll wake up next day and go, oh, that was a very good idea. Because I'm willing to listen. But really, all those things. I just wanted to bring that up. So if you're posting in the back office, or you're helping somebody personally, or you have someone in your downline, if you know more and you don't share it with them, it's a crime. If you can help somebody and it won't take that much time, takes 2 seconds to help somebody, and you don't, that's a crime. Because there's something you don't know, and there's somebody that's above you or next to you that could help you, and you would want that help. So give it. Give 5 minutes. It could pay you millions. And believe where you're going to be. Never walk today and say, this is as good as it gets. Everything is temporary. What you do is you look at where I walk and think of where I'm going, not where I am. I walk and think of where I'm going, but not where I am. Because where I am right now, not so good. Okay? But I know where I'm going. I have a focus of where I'm going, and I'm going to get there. But I want to go with a lot of people. And the only way to do that is listen, work with them, help them, guide them, and we will do fantastic. And you won't believe this, but I am done.
Thank you, Marty DeGarmo. How do you follow something like that? I'm going to concur with everything Marty said. Be who you are, be yourself. Like I talk a lot on my lives about just getting out there. The first time I did a live, I was scared to death. No, you know why I was scared? Number one, I was scared because what the comments I was going to get back. All right. I was also scared because in fact, I really didn't understand and passive really like I do now. All right. And guess what? I get negative comments every day and it doesn't bother me. It encourages me to do better, to be honest with you, because that negative person that's out there, like I said, they're in a hole. I kind of wish I could help them out of the hole, which I think we're all trying to do. But some people just want to stay in that hole. All right. you share it to them. And the greatest thing about this is when we launch to the world, all those people, they might stick their heads out of those holes a little bit. All right. They're going to come running to whoever they heard or whoever they were negative to. Some of them might not even because of their pride. Man, swallow your pride. All right. Every one of us have the opportunity to share this with someone right now. And the Marty makes these wonderful comments about me putting countries together or nations together. And the truth is, it's not hard to do. When you can teach people and let them understand that everyone is exactly the same. All right. We all have responsibilities. We all have our families. There's no one better than anyone else, you know, and a lot of countries, even people, even friends, they never see eye to eye. So instead of working around it, they just kind of go into that negative mode, which I don't think a lot of people like. So as far as bringing people together, I just try to talk to them. I talk to people every single day. And a lot of the times I can't even understand because they have a real heavy accent. I say, do me a favor, text me. Let's talk about it. I jumped on Sam Papatel's live this morning so I could talk to India for a couple minutes because the time I've had lately, it's hard to get on a lot of webinars. All right. Why? Because I want everyone to know all over the world that we care about you no matter who you are. All right. We can go through all you pray to this. Yep, you're this color. On passive, we don't care. All right. We don't care about those things. All we care about is we join hands together. We create one heck of a movement that's going to completely change the world. That's what I see when I listen to Ash Mafara. You see him. The greatest thing about him in the last couple of weeks is him. Unfortunately, he got booted off by accident last night, and I didn't do it. For the record, I want to let everyone know I didn't kick him off. He's a man who lives in his own world. His mind never stops thinking about ideas, inventions, not for himself, for every one of us and anyone that wants to join him. All right. His brain thinks so much that he doesn't sleep a lot. So for him to come on these webinars and just sit down and talk with us is pretty cool. Like Marty said, that's what we want to show the world who Ash Mafara is. Not just about him passive. He's just a normal guy. And if you ever get the opportunity to sit down and talk to him, and I believe every one of you will eventually, he's pretty amazing, you know. But then you think what he does. He's doing all this, and we still have people that want to complain. All right. To me, that's a big no-no. The man is giving you a whole new way, a whole new world that's going to help you. It's going to change your lives, make them better, make it easier from generations to come. And we should have no complaints about that. We should have no complaints about that. I kind of set an example. When they're building a building, and I've seen buildings around my neighborhood that took 2-3 years to be built, were you complaining every day saying, why isn't that building finished yet? Think about that. It's really silly if you think about it. All right. When that building's done and complete and perfect, people will be walking into that building from all over the world. Guess what a passive's going to do? When it's finished and it's complete, people from all over the world will be walking into your computer, your website, your domain name. All right. Everything that Ash Mafara has done for us. People are going to come from all over the world just to see you and learn all about it passive. What's a reseller? What's residual income? Can you believe there's people out there that have no idea what residual income is? Why? Because they don't have the internet. Do you know how many countries? Marty gave a percentage to me the other day and I can't remember. Do you know how many people in this world have never had internet? Never, because they just can't get it. The number is staggering. Can you imagine the stuff Ash has coming our way that's going to get those people on the internet access? Where do you think they're going to come? They're going to come to passive. All right. You guys haven't really seen anything yet. I mean, really, you haven't. We're not even, we're 0.5%. of what you really are going to find out in the future of what he's got going. I'm telling you, this man never stops thinking. But when he says an idea, it's not about him. It's not about him. It's about every one of us. And I've learned to understand that this man is truly someone that cares about people. If you think about it, guys, this can all been done exactly just by him and some of his friends. Easily done. It's been proven. Zuckerberg, the other monsters of platforms that made billions of dollars, they did it by themselves. Why? Maybe greed. I don't know. Maybe success, but Ash Mafar doesn't got a greedy bone in his body. But I just want to let you know, we don't have to complain. If you were out there digging that hole to put some pipe in or sewage in and you banged your finger, I get it. You get angry, but I don't see anyone banging their fingers around here. I don't see you climbing ladders. I don't see you spending 18 hours a day looking at a screen, trying to figure things out to make it better for all of us. So just remember that. And I'm not being mean, I'm being honest. All right. No one in your lifetime has ever done this for you. No one in this world has ever done this for you. But you're all here, aren't you? Because you know. But stay patient. My God, if I got to wait to have a better life, I think that's a pretty good deal. I don't have to do any work for it, but talk and share. I'm in. All right, Robin Noble, I am talked out. I'm giving it back to you.
Thank you, Chris. Both of you, Marty and Chris, wise words. Everybody here with us this evening is all part of this. You're taking this, adding it to what you do and what you know, and you're going to share it out to others as well. Because this is who you are. This is the fundamental basis of what has attracted you to Unpassive. A couple of things before I start to take questions and to ask for others to give us their input and their thoughts. The biggest gift that we can give to somebody, apart from sharing our Unpassive experience and excitement with what is coming, is our time, is listening to people. We all have the same 24 hours in each day. We have the same number of minutes. And some of us are busier than others. Granted, some of us do hold down full jobs. Some of us do have more stressful situations. And life might not always be as easy for everybody. But when you listen to somebody and give them your undivided attention for those few minutes, whether it's through interacting via Messenger or if you're able to get onto a call with them, that is so special and so important. People have lost that. And that's what this is all about, connecting and staying connected, respectful. The other thing is Chris talks about connecting people, and we all know what he's done around the world with the different countries, with the different cultures. Hey, 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 hey can be said by people who don't even speak English. That is something that he has brought to people's attention that has connected everybody around the world. When I traveled and cruised to the different countries, I was fortunate that I was able to help people on the ship learn to say hello, please, and thank you. And we did that in many, many languages whenever we were cruising together. And every time they went into a country, they had that information of how to say hello, how to say thank you, and to say please. And it makes such a world of difference in how people see you, understand you, and relate to you with just such simple, simple words. And Chris did it with his hey, 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 hey. And I didn't do it in quite the right cadence, but we'll get it from Chris before the end of the night again. The other thing is, people don't understand what residual income is. A lot of people don't. A lot of people have been terrorized and terrified by that other industry that abused and cost so much, and people lost in because they couldn't maintain what was expected of them financially. But do you know that most of us pay residual bills every single month? We pay our phone bill, we pay our internet bill, we pay our rent, we pay mortgages. Those are residual bills until those are cleared up. So why can we not flip that around and receive residual income as well? Isn't that an absolute joy to think about? So these are the sort of things that we want to help people to realize and understand and expand upon, because we're all humans. We all bleed red and we all cry salty tears. And we all have the capacity of love and friendship and kindness towards each other. So let's start with anybody who would like to ask a question, anybody who has a comment, who would like to add to this evening. I think you're all amazing, and we are all founders. We all paid the same amount to join and to be part of this incredible opportunity. And well, the one thing that we are forgetting as everybody gets caught up in their concern and their when's this happening and what's happening and why hasn't it happened, is the fact that it's all being done for us. The wealth is being created for us by somebody who's got the biggest heart that I've ever known and met. And he wants to help everybody in the process. William, you had your hand up. Let's start this off with you, please. How are you tonight?
I'm good, Robin. Thank you. I've been exercise, giving me some exercise at home, standing up with my legs on the edge of the bed, standing straight up and down for repeating it time after time. So my legs are getting better, so stronger. So that must be a really good sign.
Excellent. Do you have a comment or a question for tonight?
Yes, for Chris. Chris, I have wrinkles on my hands and my arms. Do you have anything for that?
Hey, listen, William, I think in passive is all taking at least 20 years off our life. You stick with them passive, I think all those wrinkles will be gone soon.
Thanks, Chris. And Marty, he's got my back.
Thank you, William. William Norris, if you'd like to unmute yourself and give us your comment or your thoughts.
Yes, Marty, Robin, thank you. I can relate to the things that Chris and Marty have discussed. I know what it's like to be out there walking the walk every day, working long hours, your family working long hours. We had our own construction company for 20 years and we worked hard. We know what hard work's all about. And when you think about comparing that to what we have with on passive, I mean, this is a blessing. I mean, you know, it's really something that we need to put our heart into. That's what Ash is doing for us. The least we can do is put our heart back into it with him, because I mean, at some point in time, we're going to realize the benefits of what he's doing. You know, we already are to some degree, but we haven't scratched the surface yet. So, you know, let's all put our heart in this. Let's do our best. Let's give Ash our best, because that's what he's doing for us. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Well said. Willow, thank you for being with us this evening. Please unmute yourself.
Darling, I have to apologize. I am without a camera until next week, and I hope you will indulge me anyway, because I wanted to add a few things after listening to Ash. A long time ago, I joined in March 2019.
Willow, excuse me, just before you go any further, is it possible to get a bit closer to your mic?
Yeah, I can.
There you are.
Is that better?
Yes, it is. Thank you so much.
I haven't got a big voice lately. I got a big mouth, but it's not projecting.
There you go. We can hear you now. Thank you, Willow.
Okay. Anyway, Ash told us we're here to change the world. And I really took him at his word. He said he was going to raise the consciousness of the world. And he was right. And one of the things that I have found that people don't seem to understand is Language is a great part of raising consciousness. And the language we use is so very important. About 3 years ago, Dr. David Hawkins wrote a book called The Map of Consciousness. It set the scientists on their ears. It is probably the most valuable book that I own. He devised a way to understand consciousness at its caliber through language, partly, but there's a great lot more to it. The map of consciousness lays out for us, and you know how our words are rated by energy. And in the first 3 chapters, he gave the background and science and the main components of the map. And there's different fields within it. And his book explains the power of love, which is the dominant field. And it is much more powerful than that of fear. And that when we use the words that connotate fear, we are dampening the consciousness of the world. When we don't upgrade our levels of consciousness, we create our own problems. You know, in the map, consciousness is determined from 1 to 1,000, and 1,000 is the highest level of truth that occurs on the planet, for example. But if you want to really expand your knowledge of why Ash tells us to stay positive all the time, there's a system to his madness. Number one, we're 1,200,000 people. If we all are cognizant of the value that is placed on the words that we use to define passive, to define ourselves, to define our friends, if we just concentrate on the value of our language, we're going to be way ahead of the game. Passive is unique in one thing, and all of you see it, of Marty, God love his soul. He tells us, look at the light, see the light, see when the light bulb goes off. Well, let me tell you, the light bulb has went off on most of us, and we're no longer just concentrating on the money. We're concentrating on the value of our consciousness being raised to a limit we haven't experienced ever in our lifetime. The way that they prove consciousness exists is really miraculous. And years and years and years, none of us accepted that this was a fact. Like during 9/11, for example, the consciousness of the United States dropped to below 100. That was a gauge that was used in prehistoric time. It was the lowest that we ever hit bottom. Now, January 6th, that just occurred recently, the calibration that they have done on our consciousness, it hit level 50 because of the anger that was circulating in the world. When Mr. Ash tells you to be positive about passive, he's teaching us something very, very concise. How we use our language is going to be how people receive us. We need to be the ambassadors to the world, because it starts with the man that starts with love, which is 600. It has a value. Love and happiness has a 600 value on the scale. The more love and understanding and caring that we provide to those that we bring in and those that intercept us in life, the more we raise the world's consciousness. He said to us, remember, you guys, we're going to change the world. And he's teaching us how to do it by our language, by our perceptions, by our way, the way. I don't have all the words tonight, forgive me. But I was so enthused when I heard Marty today and heard my sweet friend Pat and her life. Sometimes I get very dismayed when we're told to dampen down our enthusiasm. And I say, how ridiculous is that? That's the most valuable thing we got is our enthusiasm and our love for one another. That's what makes us all unique. So I just wanted to say tonight, for me, for example, I've been very ill. And every time I've tuned in to a webinar, I have felt Marty in the background and Chris and my sweet Julie, who calls me just because she cares for an old woman and she doesn't want her to feel alone.
You're very special to us, Willow, and your words of wisdom, your love for Unpassive and for mankind, for all of us, is so special. Thank you so much, and thank you for being with us on these webinars. You bring so much light and love
Thank
to
you
us.
so much for having me. I want to
Always.
send my prayers out for everyone like you've been doing for me. I love you, everyone.
Thank you, Willow. Take good care. Now, Robot, I know that's not your name, so I'm going to ask you to unmute, please, and give us your name. And then we look forward to hearing what you're going to suggest and say to us this evening.
Yes, what I'd like to add is this, okay?
Robot, what's your name first, please?
My name is Howard Daniel Rollins III. I'm an inventor and scientist. And
thank you, Howard.
Yeah. And so my thing is this, I mean, my whole thing isn't about love. I mean, I know the power of love. You know, most of us, you know, well, I would say a number of people are blessed. They, you know, they never realized what it was not to have someone. Of course, there are many people that also on the opposite condition. But yet what it is, love is the most powerful thing in the universe. You know, I think God started with love. And it's the thing that when you give it away, it amplifies, it multiplies, it does all kinds of things. But the thing is that we've got so much more in common than different because we're all people, we're all creatures of God. And my thing is this, you know, if God has the capacity to love things I can't even stand. I think most of us can't stand horrible things. I mean, you know, I won't even mention what they are. I'll let, you know, use your imagination. There are many things we know that we don't care about, but yet God loves everything he created. Can we just concede for one moment that if he loves everything he created, that none of us have the right to not love it or care about it? So I try to treat everyone the way I want to be treated, no matter how they treat me. It's not my fault how they treat me. I have no control over that. But I can control how I treat others. And I just want to also say one other thing. I've got a number of members that are working right now. Got a friend who's working. He's a baseball guy. He's a coach. And so he's got all kinds of jobs and he's doing really good with that, but he doesn't have time to attend meetings. I've tried to get my cousin to come to meetings. I just spoke with him. I've talked to many of my team members. They're all in the same situation. They're working, you know, until they come home, you know, without any energy, nothing. Me, I'm blessed. I don't really have to work. I'm retired. I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. So I can attend meetings. And I've missed a bunch of them because of other obligations and overwhelming things that life gets you caught up with. So I hope that these people won't be demerited because they haven't been attentive or they haven't put their picture in the back office or done things they need to do. I know they need to sign their documents. I try to stay on them all the time, make sure that everything is, done. And all I can say is I love everyone here, and Chris has inspired me so much that I can't even begin to tell you. I mean, yeah, I salute you too, my friend. I mean, man, you are great. You are an inspiration. And I can say the same, yes, the same with Marty. I mean, Marty is fantastic. I'm proud to be a member of Mike's team, Mike Ellis. And I mean, I go on and on. You people are wonderful. Julie and her husband, I mean, you folks are just great. I love you. And I'm going to do
Howard,
everything I can, to do what I can to make Unpassive the best thing it can be, because it is. And the little we do each day makes a difference. Unpassive is being monetized like Google is and all these other agencies. When these IP providers pay them, they're going to pay us the same way. We're going to get money on top of money. So when the money situation is solved, we can go out and do the great things that Chris said. We can add value to people's lives that need help. And I love everyone. I don't care what they do to anybody or what I'm going to do the best I can. I was inspired by Chris's presentation earlier today, more so than anything else. And so I'm going to definitely do my part with that. So that's all I want to say. Just y'all go on with whatever and let other people speak and do what they got to bring to this, because this is just the greatest thing that's ever happened to me.
thank you so much for being on with us this evening. Such beautiful, beautiful, wise words, Howard. I promise I will remember your name, Robot.
Yeah.
I think you
Yeah.
are amazing. And just so that you can reassure everyone, they have a responsibility to do what they need to do in their life as well. The fact that they are founders, they're not going to be forgotten. Nobody's going to be left behind. So please tell them when they can to listen to the recordings, when they can to have a chat with you about what is going on, and you are there to be their ears and eyes to help them and stay up to date when it's possible. We've done the main part. Now we can just stay positive, and a founder being positive is as important as a founder who is active in any other way of that definition of activity. So please reassure them, and everybody hear that. We are all special founders. We are all special, and no one will be left behind. So
God
thank
bless
you
you,
for being
Robin.
with us.
Yes, yes. God bless you, Robin, for those. I mean, you are the voice of Unpassive, as we know. You're just magnificent. And I will say this as a parting thing. I will reach out to all my members. And even these people who are still skeptical, I've got friends that want to call me and tell me, hey, when is this thing going to launch? Well, they're more concerned about it launching than we are. And they don't even come in. But I told us, I say, look, I hope you can get in before we launch. If you can't, I wish you well with whatever you do. But, I bubble with enthusiasm with people I meet. And I just, I feel like we're going to be leaving somebody out somewhere. Somebody's not going to come in. But, we don't have any control over that. It's up to them to decide. But I will do what I can to encourage them. And if they can just see it from how exuberant I could be about things and get just a little tad of that, I think that it'll change and make a difference, because we're going to get people that are quality that come in. And so that's all I'm going to say right now. I'm going to get on my team tonight when, all said and done. And anybody that missed it, I'll bring it to them over the next few days.
And there will be a recording as well of this too. Thank you so much for your being positive and being with us. Have a nice time, and I hope you stay with us for the rest of the webinar.
Oh, I intend to. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Mahfouz, I'll come to you in just a moment. We are going to ask Mike Ellis for his thoughts. He's with us this evening, and always insightful. Mike, if you would be so kind as to give us some of your words of wisdom.
I know. Thanks, Robin. The speakers tonight, you all have been terrific, absolutely terrific. And Chris, Marty, and Robin, yeah, I mean, it was just awesome, absolutely awesome what you talked about. We're talking about value today, and I want to drill down a little bit on that. When you look at all the people around the world, and this has been said, we're just not all that different. In fact, we're not different at all. I can tell you that everybody on this panel, everybody listening to this webinar, I've had the same emotions you've had on this ride with Unpassive. Good, bad, ugly, whatever emotion you've had, I've had it. In the last 15 years with Marty, Dan, and I, there hasn't been much we haven't gone through, and it always hasn't been pretty. but I can tell you, when you're talking to people, if you'll just listen to them, again, we're not different, guys. And it doesn't matter if they're gruff or if they're quiet or if they're, whoever they are, whatever personality they have. If you listen to them, they're going to tell you what they want. Okay. And it might take a minute. It might take 5 minutes. It might take 10 minutes. And the value we bring to the table, the value we bring to people is we listen to them. And then once we understand what they want, then we have to give them what they want. Now, in order to do that, we're talking about on passive, and Chris has talked about on passive, Marty, Robin, all of them have talked about the value that Ash brings to the table. But as members of On Passive, as founding members of On Passive, it's important that you understand On Passive inside and out. And you understand it in your own way. You don't understand it the way I say it or the way Marty says it or Robin or Chris or Julie, but be able to explain what On Passive is doing. And as you talk to people, I can tell you that On Passive has what they're looking for, okay? Unless they're a billionaire and they don't care about life, they don't care about money, they're where they're at, they don't want to change anything. But most people, they want a way forward to improve their lives. And if you can talk with them, understand what they want, and then be able to explain On Passive to them, the value that you bring to the table is absolutely tremendous. And everybody here has that ability to bring that value to the table. Again, all of us are the same, and we're all looking for the same things. Willow, some of the other speakers, they talked about love and how powerful that is. It is, but this is an expression of love when you can go to somebody and actually tell them that there is a way forward to improve your life. Robin talked about residual income. I would bet that 80–90% of the people don't know what residual income is. They would go, well, I have a job, that's residual income. Well, if you get fired tomorrow, it's not residual. So they really don't understand what residual income is. And again, this is just bringing value to the table. And if you do this in a very kind way, you don't have to do it gruff or harsh or anything. When people understand that you're trying to give them what they want, and this is what we do, this is what Marty does, it's what Chris does, it's what Robin does, it's what we all do. We listen and then we give them what they're looking for. And once they understand that you're not trying to take advantage of them, all of a sudden that attitude changes. And we've seen this over and over and over again in On Passive. We see people come in a little shy, and Marty talked about this. And then they start to open up, as Chris did, as Robin has, as many of us have. And all of a sudden, they're just a gangbuster. And that's so fun to watch. I can tell you straight out, flat out, there are superstars here. You don't know you're a superstar yet. Okay? You don't know it yet. You are, but you don't know it yet. I meet people every week, and I mean every week, and I listen to them. And when I'm done listening to them, I know there's something special there. Same with Chris, same with Robin, same with Julie. So many people here that when Marty and I and Dan listen to them, and you guys don't know this. You guys don't know this. We'd get off and go, oh crap, they're better than we are. They are superstars. We need to, they need to come out. They need to start talking. They need to start engaging with people, because this is what On Passive does. And when you have that kind of talent coming out in On Passive and really making a difference in the community, all of a sudden, everybody starts feeling pretty good about everybody. So value is something it's intrinsic. It's there. You have to bring it out. Listen to people. And if you've never listened to them before, listen to them. You're going to get their life story in about 5 minutes, and you're going to see maybe they're broken, maybe they need to be fixed, but you're going to see a way forward to improve their life, get them to break out of their shell, and start living a good life. That's what we all want to do. We want to live a good life, And on passive, because of Ash Mufareh, and you all know this, you all have talked about it, because of what Ash has done, he's given us the opportunity to share that with other people. And that's a really, really big gift. What Ash has given us is the ability to share with other people. Ash isn't sharing it with other people, we are, but he's given us that gift. And it's a really, really special thing. And I know everybody here is grateful and understands just how powerful what we have is. But just understand the value that you have, because you do have value, and understand the value you can give to other people, and just start listening. You'll be amazed how far that will take you. If I hadn't listened to Marty 10 years ago, I'd be digging ditches. That's what it is. So just get out there and do what you do. You have great value. Robin, back to you.
Mike, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to have you with us. Your insights are always amazing and you help us so much. Thank you for being with us this evening. Mahfouz, if you would like to unmute, please. Thank you for joining us tonight, this morning for you.
Thank you, Robin. Hi, good morning from Bangladesh and good evening to all of you. This is Mahfouz from Bangladesh. Very good webinar is really going on. Why we are so much lucky? I think all the unpercebians, we are most luckiest fortune in this world. Why? Because we are in a such organization. You know, every organization or any company should have three things, 3M. Firstly, M for money, M for positive mindset, and M for manpower. And on passive, all we know that we have those three things: money, manpower, and positive mindset. Manpower is the main thing here, and at the same time we got AI forward, manpower and AI forward. All the on-passivians, all the dedicated souls, we are just manpower for on-passive, which is absent in all the other other organizations, so what I know, based on my experience. So we are so much lucky, because if we think about some dedicated leaders and some leadership council members, we know that it's not mandatory always time we have to show up, we have to show our face, because from the behind the scene, it's also possible to work for others, to work for organization, our own passive, and to protect on passive. And Robin and Bill Mast, John White, sometimes they are the best example for that. Yes, this is possible. You know, already Mike said, sometimes we have seen that some of us, our founders, when they just started their, delivered their speech, any webinar or any meeting, they just felt shy. They was afraid how to speak because of their some less of their some lacking in knowledge, and they were not inspired, they were not encouraged. But day by day, on passive in that position, that maximum cases we are not getting actually that type of question when it will be launched, because already the formation is going on not only in our product line or our company, formation is going on in our heart also, because we are in that position now where every founder, they are thinking about product, about tools, about the way how to be successful. This is my company, this is our company. Already the things already started in every mind. So we are very much successful in that way, because we changed that type of mentality, that they were thinking about just money, but they are not thinking only about money in that time. Sometimes we have seen that people, they are thinking also to protect, how to protect ASMO, for how to protect on passive. And we are so much lucky, especially because some of our leadership council members, they are so much dedicated, like Krish, Julie, Marty, Angie, Robin, and some of our leader also. I'm sorry not to mention all the names. Already I can say, all this time I say that Krish is my idol. Why idol? Because I get a lot of inspiration from Krish. Already Robin said, hey, This line is very much popular at Bangladesh also. Why? Because when people say, hey, 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 then they feel some energy in their mind. It's great, it's amazing. I personally follow that another one important line in my life, that is keep doing what you are doing. When I feel some sorrows, when I am in some worst case in my family life or my personal life or my professional life, when sometimes we said that, oh, on passive, actually I have not enough time to spend for on passive to help for others because I am so much engaged with my family. I'm in worst case. Then I think that line, hey, hey, hey. And sometimes I think that line, don't be afraid, don't feel shy. Everything will be taken care of. Nothing will be left. Nobody will be left. So that some lines actually make me energized. Again, I have been recharged again. So that's why I am so much lucky. And I just salute from the bottom of my heart to Asmupare and also the Leadership Council member, those who are just inspiring others, those who are giving a lot of fragrance of on-passive to the across the world. Thank you so much. I am so much proud to be a part of this webinar. It's really great webinar. Thank you so much.
Mahfouz, thank you so much for being with us. Wise words from the heart as usual. Julie, please unmute yourself and give us your thoughts and words of wisdom tonight, please.
Thank you so much, Robin. Wow, Robin, Marty, Chris, you guys are amazing people. You guys are my best of friends in the world. I would never thought that I'd be able to have the conversations that we have. So thank you so much for encouraging me. And you make me laugh, you make me cry, you know, all of that. And I can only find that in On Passive. Everyone that you are watching here tonight, it's truly a very valuable webinar tonight. And I'd like to add just a little bit in for my part. You know, when I first did the Julia and Milo show with Milo, I honestly didn't know what to do, didn't know what to say. I said to myself, holy cow, people are gonna start judging me, judging the way how I express my feeling on my face because everything show up on my face. And then I thought about it. I thought about, why am I doing this? At that time, which is December 2020, I did this because I want to build a team. I didn't have anyone in my team at that time. I didn't have anyone. I followed people. I did everything I could. And I don't have that skill to build my team. But at that time, I made a goal to do something to build a team. And I did. I started it. But I beat myself right after the first video and the second one and the third one. And then I said to myself, it's okay, Julie. You believe in On Passive. If everyone that cry and laugh about you, they will all long gone because at that time you'll be sitting on the jet or on the boat cruising somewhere around on the ocean. No one will care. It's okay, keep going. At that time, I made a decision to do it. And I just did. And videos come out and videos come out. And you know, I made a goal, we made a goal, Milo and I, to put more videos out there. And the more we did it, we changed our goal around. We said, wow, we didn't know that so many founders love what we did. So we changed it into helping the community. And we put that purpose out there. And that's all we did for the entire year. Looking at yourself today, every single one of us who are here, who are listening to this webinar, you have the value that you can share with people, little bit at a time. Everything that we say here, we have something to add into our community. Honestly, being in front of everyone, talking, being on video, you got people like you. You got people love you. You got people hate you. You got people who couldn't stand what you're talking about, couldn't understand. But you know inside of you, your words, the expressions, what you share has some value. And if you can change one person, if there's 220 people and people watching on YouTube right now, if you can change one person, that means that you have the value to share it to people. Let's talk about walking in someone's shoes. Try to fit yourself into Mr. Ash Mufar or the tech team shoes. Try to walk in someone's shoes and try to understand what is their day like? What is their moment? What are they doing? If you do that, you understand the complaints, the obstacle, the hardship, the tough times that you're going through. Trust me. Thank you, Willow, for giving me a shout out. I talk to founders every day. I reached out to founders every day. And yes, this morning I did too. And at the end of the conversation, when I talked to our founders, I thought I was changing someone's life, but they actually changed my life. We get to laugh. We get to share the wisdom. We get to say things that we can understand each other. So talk about values. You have values. You can share, showing up, just calling someone or just sending someone a text message. How's your day? How can I help? Those are the value that you can share and you can add to people. So I encourage everyone who's scared, who worry, who going through a tough time, who dealing with sickness and illness in their life. It's all gonna go away. All of it is all gonna go away. All you have to do is trust the man who is driving, who's starting, who found on passive. Trust all the men and the women behind working so hard for us. All you gotta do is trust them and trust the process and enjoy the journey. And if you can't do that, just stay silent. Stay silent. And don't put your emotion into the decision that you make. Don't put the anger, don't put your emotion into it, because the emotions that come in to your decision, it may change your life literally black to white. We are all here because we do recognize the fact that on passive is a blessing. On passive is a treasure for the entire world. So if all of us could just truly dig deep inside yourself, close your eyes for a minute or two in a day, be still, block out everything, and just stay still for about 2 minutes. See yourself, see your life right now. Are you happy with what you're going through right now? If you're not, look at on passive, reach out to someone and say, hey, I can't understand this, please help me. And if that person that you reached out can help you, call anyone here. They will be there for you. So all I'm asking you is know the purpose, know why you are here. That's all. If you know why you are here, if you write down the reasons that you are here, you are the winner. And you can add so much to our community, to everyone that hearing us and watching us every day. Thank you, Robin. I went long and
Julie, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So appreciated in how you say things and what you do to help people. Red, if you would like to unmute yourself, please, and join us. I know you're living the laptop lifestyle. You are showing us that it can be done. Please jump in and give us some words of wisdom, please.
Yeah, thanks very much, Robin, and everyone else who's on the panel here. Great to see everybody. Well, I'm bloody fired up. That's one thing's for sure. Wow, we've been seeing Ash now regular for the last 2 weeks, and he really has been bringing us some fantastic updates. And why am I really, really fired up at the moment? I'll tell you why. Because I can smell the finish line. at the moment. For the likes of myself, who have been in since 2018, and we joined on those 2 audios, and the promises that he made back in 2018 to where we are now, it is a completely different animal. But all of the things that he has said have come to fruition. He's told us about the platform which we have now, is originally Go Founders, it's now O Founders. He told us about the products that we will be having. We have started beta testing these. Yes, all of these products, when we first get them, of course, they are not as smooth as we want to, but guess what? We beta test them, we give feedback, and they are smooth now. Look at O Trim. That wasn't perfect when we first got it. It's absolutely perfect now. Look at O Mail. Everything works fantastically within O Mail. And the same will happen with O Staff and O Desk. Do not worry about anything. So I really am excited at the moment for where we are in this process. We have got so much to look forward to. And I was thinking the other day, how lucky are people who are coming in right now. They are the luckiest people in the whole of the foundership of On Passive. They're coming in now. They've got everything at their disposal. They've got all these products, brand new back office that they've got. All these things are happening. Everyone's fired up. It's all kicking off. 2 or 3 or 4 weeks down the line, we're going into the soft launch or whatever we call this, and then we're heading towards the main launch. They're going to be going, woo, what's going on? Fantastic. And this is why I'm so fired up at the moment about what it is. Now, let's just go back a minute to Wednesday when myself, Marty, and Chris did the 2.5 Men. And we were saying on that, it's fantastic to see you guys getting out there and doing the things that you are uncomfortable doing. And that is a post, a live, a snippet of something that makes you completely nervous and all the rest of it. Many of you are now stepping up and getting outside of that comfort zone. It is fantastic to see, because this is the evolution not only of On Passive, but also you guys. You guys are the future of On Passive. It is up to you guys to carry it forward, to make a difference, to get that message out to as many people. Don't forget, we are only going to be 1% of the whole company in the future. We need lots and lots of people who are knowledgeable, who know about On Passive, to get out there. And you guys are the ones. It is fantastic to see. But what the best part about all of this is, we're all the same as well. There's an old saying, birds of a feather flock together. Why are we all here on this webinar now? Because we're all founders. We're all Passians. And we are here to help every single one of us to get whatever we want in life. Don't forget, my want is completely different to your want. And this is why On Passive is so good for everyone, because whatever it is that you are after is attainable with On Passive. Whether it's to become a millionaire, whether it's to earn an extra $1,000 a month, whether it's to retire early, or whatever it may be, all these things are possible with On Passive. It is an absolute privilege to be a founder, and I am so glad that many of you now are switching on to that and then really getting out there and to share it. So I want to leave you with those few things to think about, but I tell you what, we really are heading towards that finish line now. I cannot see anything getting in our way at the moment. It really is full steam ahead now. We're seeing Ash regularly. Every time we see him, he always comes up with some great updates. We know we've got O-Tracker coming up next. That's going to be a monumental product. If you were listening to him the last 2 times, just having every single person in the world's IP address. I mean, come on, who's got that? I mean, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? And that gets updated every 24 hours. So we know everything. I mean, it's just crazy. Companies are going to be paying millions of dollars to get their hand on that information. They spend millions now on getting hold of half of the information that we have got. So I'll tell you what, the future is bright. It really, really is. And it is such a pleasure to be amongst people like you. Back to you, Robin.
Thank you so much, Red. Excellent. We also have a very special gentleman with us this evening. John White, if you would like to unmute yourself, please, and join us and give us your thoughts and encouragement for this evening.
Thank you, Robin. Thank all of the speakers. I'm very, very well overwhelmed with all of the things that is happening now. I'd just like to thank Mr. Mufara and his family and the technical wizards in Hyderabad. And I also like to thank my partner in the business, Bill Must. Bill discovered me when we were in the community, and I was writing these posts, and he says, why don't you just spread out and take that extra step? Because if you noticed, I hadn't been doing that before. But once you get into passive, there's a change in attitude. There's a change in the way we do things, because our belief in passive is incredible. We have a business that is not going to leave not one person behind. Now, when I heard that, I said, now, how is that possible? I heard Michael Williams say, all we have to do is just get in. If you've been listening to the webinars, you see that we have more than the ecosystem that we've been talking about, the subscription cost, the one that we all have to pay to become founders. What Mr. Mufara has done with these extra products is that he has elevated the founder's position to where it's priceless now. And people who do not get involved are going to be sorry. Now, we love them as customers. See, we have the unique ability to become a founder first and then a customer. When Passive launches, that founder's position is over. So what the people who are going to be coming in now are going to be customers and then resellers, you see. So we don't have anything to worry about. One position. And that one position now is just monetized to the point where it's incredible. The profit sharing that we are going to have from Mr. Mufara is just unprecedented. When I look at him and he's sitting there and he's talking to us as if we were his family, close family members. And I said, this is amazing. His brain, his creative brain is 5 to 10 years ahead of most people, but he has the innate ability to be able to let us see exactly what he's doing. I remember one person, I said, one of the people were talking about this iceberg. We can only see a tip of the iceberg. And he constantly says, well, you don't really know a lot. Now, if we don't really know a lot and we're so excited about what we do know, can you imagine what's going to happen when that tip of the iceberg just rises up and it gets bigger, it gets bigger, it gets bigger? It's important to remember that this is a business that is for real. An infrastructure that's par excellence. Nobody can even think about, competing with Passive when it comes to that. So I really appreciate all of your help. I appreciate all of what you've been saying, because it's kind of uncomfortable for me to talk. I do most of what Bill and I do is in the background, but what we have been doing, brothers and sisters, is this. All of our videos, we never put our link on it. We don't do that. And the reason we made just say, hey, when we bring out something, it's coming from the heart, like everybody else is coming from the heart, but they can't say, well, the reason why we're doing the video is so that we can have more people get into our groups or our under us. That's not it. Love is the answer. Love conquers all. And we come into unpassive. Unpassive is a non-judgment zone. Unpassive, I've heard this too. We heard about the viruses, right? Well, we have a virus in unpassive called a love virus. And that love virus is not going to hurt any of us. We don't need any masks. We don't need vaccinations. It goes all over the world. That's what unpassive is. And thank you very much. I appreciate it. I love all of you.
John, thank you so much. Really, really appreciate you coming on, and we so appreciate the work that you and Bill must do together and separately. You are absolute heroes to all of us, and your generosity of time and creativity is so appreciated by everybody. Neeraj, if you would like to unmute yourself, we're starting to get to a countdown time and point this evening. And if we may ask those of you with your hands up, I have you in order, to go between 2 and 3 minutes, if you would. And that would be a wonderful way to help us and give us your insights. Neeraj, please unmute yourself and give us what you are thinking about tonight.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Robin. First of all, my camera was not proper, so I have disabled the camera. So I joined in 2018, like Red, and I in the last webinar I confessed that it was more for the money, and maybe I did not see that time the value. It was just another thing, and but as we attended the webinars, we actually saw the value, and it actually uh, came to every founders. And I'm sure it has not just happened to me, it has happened to everybody who is engaged there. So I was looking at, I'm more about the vision of the company. And here are a few things I see. I was having a look at the vision in the ebook. And here are the few things I noticed. Number one, ultimate, complete, and unique digital marketing platform. Now, if you are going to create an ultimate, complete, and unique digital platform, number one, it's there will be challenges, there will be value, a lot of value to it. So that is one thing. That is second thing is everyone succeeds regardless of background and ability. This is one thing which actually helps me to uh, wake up every day and go ahead and help out every people, because when I wake up, I sometimes see the leaderboard and then I see, oh, Michael Williams is at number one. But I actually can actually, if I face any problem, I just call him and I'm able to speak to him, and that. So and vice versa, if anybody wants to call me, they can also call me. So it was not about the numbers, it was always about the value. Like, everybody is going to succeed. In other companies, you cannot call a person who had a lot of persons in their downline. You cannot, because he was supposed to be very superior. Next is the simplest environment with highest standards. What I meant here, it is the most legal company. And why I'm attaching it to value, because there were shortcuts to get some approvals and all that, but Ash has actually gone in all the way in the right legal way, and taken all the approvals. And 100% sure of that. Definitely, it is the most valuable company. Your life is going to be different before on passive and after on passive. Uh, Myself and some of the founders were fortunate enough to experience at Ash at a personal level. Though I did not experience Ash at personal level, but definitely when I had got to Hyderabad, and the value that he gave to the founders, whatever was amazing. Whatever he does, it's not about just the value to the founders, it's about value to the whole company, value to the employees. And I'm sure the people who I'm sure Chris will vouch for that, because he has met Ash personally, or you can ask Susan, sorry, Susie, and she will vouch for that. And also, there is a global stimulus plan. And as everybody is saying, this is a company different from other companies because it is built with heart, which does not happen in other companies. And that's it. I just also wanted to tell you that yes, we are heading towards the deadline. So just be focused, just be there, and we are going to succeed together, and we are going to get everybody. Everybody is going to succeed. Thank you very much, Robin, for this opportunity.
Neeraj, thank you so much for joining us. We always welcome you to all of our webinars. You've always been so good and gracious coming on ours on Thursday nights. Thank you for being with us again tonight. William, thank you for your patience. Your hand has been up. If you'd like to unmute yourself, please, and give us your thoughts again.
Yes, I would like to add, because I can hear Marty all the time talking about his family. And when I talk to my family, now that I've become sick, and I sent them everything, and I, try. But what I should say is that I have tried very hard, but I bought them a position instead. So my two sisters, because I know they have grandchildren. Now, when it comes to their education, it's very expensive, but they don't know what on-passive is, because they're going to have Ocanemy and all the other features, and they'll thank me. And I feel like talking to them is like talking to the wall, and Marty knows about that. So I said I just take a shovel and dig a hole and just bury myself. With on-passive, I am not going to do that. And all the other things that come along with it is going to be really mind-blowing to us, because of all the things that we can do. As what Ash says, that the skills and the creativity go to the grave. Well, it's not going to do that with me, because we all go through life with different trials and stuff, but I'm very strong going through those trials. So I'm going to beat them, and I beat them very hard. And I'm going to be very strong about it. And as you say, have a lot of courage to continue to do this.
Well done, William. Absolutely. And you have all of us behind you as well. Well done. Arthur, would you please unmute yourself? Thank you for your patience. We look forward to hearing your words of wisdom.
Thank you, Robin. It's hard to just to follow some of these speakers, but I agree with every one of you. I appreciate what you all have done, what you're doing now. And as a mentor, I'm a mentor and on passive, because I share the love of sharing and helping where there's a need, where people who don't understand something. But my biggest thing about on passive is, picture this, it is for all of us, 1 million businesses. We have 1,200,000 founders. That is 1,200,000 businesses added to the economy. Can you imagine that? Who does that? There's no other company that I've ever heard of that allow us to have our own business, a multi-billion-dollar business with the small amount of money that we put into the business. Now, who does that? Just wanted to encourage people, founders, and anyone else who shares this business on this massive, huge business. The world is changing and technology is getting faster. We are having the opportunity to be a part of something that never been done before. And if you can see, you can't see it too much. My head is in the way. On Passive is the new frontier. We boldly go where no other company has gone before. And we are proving that now. And sooner or later, you're going to see social proof that we've done it. We are the pioneers of something where we have an IT company of our own with our own fancy, appealing brand, compared like if you had a Walmart. And each product that Walmart sells is an individual product. Can you imagine how much money they have to spend to get those products to stock their store? The dollar value on it. Think of us being in on Passive with our own brand, with all the products that On Passive is giving us, and I'm gonna pay one small price for every product that we make. That is amazing. I thank Mr. Ashmafari, his team, and his family for allowing us to become a part of something of a revolution that has never been done before. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Thank you so much, Arthur. David, if you would like to unmute yourself, please, and
Yeah, I'm here.
talk to us tonight.
I just got a question to ask. I just wondering, I think I heard Ash say this, that we can take the old staff and like put the old founders in it so we can get in it to see how it works, right? Can we do that or not? Because you're really the old founders is going to be like having a business, right? So you can actually put that in the old staff and check it out, see how it works or not.
The answer is yes, you can. Chris,
Okay.
you're nodding your head like it's going to fall off if you want to answer.
I was agreeing with you, David. Yes. And Red had made some tutorials and videos. They're in the back office, or I'm sure he could send them to you, or I could send them to you of how to do all that, David.
Yeah, I seen all the videos and stuff, but I just thought maybe I heard that Ash said something that we can use to put the old founder in the old staff and just try it out, see how it works out. That's what I'm interested in.
You can try it out, David. Try to break it, Dave. Try to rip
it. Yeah,
apart.
you need to give me a hard time too, because this is why I called you today, because you quit giving me a hard time. So this is why I got on you today. You got too quiet on me, you know.
Well, I got to give you a hard time, all right?
Yeah,
I love you.
I like that a little bit, especially when Marty and Chris give me a hard time. Even Judy, I love Judy, but you know, don't give me a hard time. I'm going to be talking to you. You know that.
All right, David.
It keeps you young, doesn't it, David?
That's right. That's right. It keeps me young, you know.
Thank you so much.
Okay, that's all I got to say. I'll try it out. See, and one thing I want to say too, that I used to be a supervisor for 25 years, so I know what it's like doing time cards. I've done time cards. I've done Coronas. I used to do payroll, so that's why I kind of want to check it out, see how it works. So, okay, thank you.
We look forward to your feedback and comments once you've had a chance to check it out, David. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Joyce, would you please unmute yourself and give us your words of wisdom?
Thank you, Robin. Hi, Chris. I just want to say that I love On Passive. It has brought so much positivity to my life, so much value to my life since I've been in almost a year and a half. Just so many wonderful leaders in On Passive. Chris was the one that called me out one night on a webinar and encouraged me to speak. So thank you, Chris. Fred Lanswinger was my sponsor, and when he passed away, it forced me to come up front and to be a leader because our team was growing and I had built a team. I was passive at first, but because of all the people and the encouragement and the Julie and Milos, the Chris Johnsons, the Cynthia Browns, the Mike Ellis's, and the Marty DeGarmos, the Peters, the Reds, the Kevin and Pams, the Ash Mafara, and everyone, the Niraj, and just so many leaders, Willows, and I can just go on, and people that have inspired and just encouraged. Someone said that Unpassive was a place where there's no judgment, and that is so true. That's what I love. I love about Unpassive so much, is that there's no judgment. You are just felt made to feel loved and wanted and appreciated, accepted, no matter who you are, no matter what you do. And I just appreciate you all so much. I just thank Ash because I met him in person. And I tell you guys, he is real. He is a genuine person. He cares about people, about humanity. He made us feel so special, like we were the only ones in that room. And I tell you, the love that radiated from him, it just spread so deep that it was just like something that it was so, unreal. But you know what? That's just who he is. And well, I know we'll all get the chance to meet him, but just meeting him in person was just like so surreal. It was just like a dream come true. And, I just love Unpassive. I love you guys. I've met so many wonderful people, the admirers, and people that just continue. I can go on and on that could just continue to encourage and, keep doing what you're doing. Keep encouraging and loving people. Mike Ellis said something to me one night when I was on the webinar. He said that you have a voice and never lose it. And I really appreciate that, Mike, because there was one time I lost my voice, and Chris and just all the people, Julia and Milos, that had me on their show, that just helped me to bring that back. And so many leaders out here that, as Marty says, that you don't even know that you're leaders, but you are. And Marty, thank you for calling me out every week, and my husband out. He is your biggest fan for sure. So, but thank you guys. I love you guys so much. Diane right there is just like so many people that, just love the love for Unpassive. And if you don't share this with your friends and family, you guys don't go back and regret and look back and say, I wish I had have done this. I wish I had have been passive. I wish I had spoke out. I share it with everyone that I know. And someone asked me, it's like, you share all the time on Facebook. Do you ever get comments? I said, I don't do it for comments. I don't do it for people to join me, because that's not what we do in Unpassive. I just do it because I love Unpassive and I just want the world to know. But thank you again, Robin. I'm going to be quiet because I can go on and on. But thank you so much, Robin, for all that you do, for everyone, for all that you do. Love and appreciate you guys.
Joyce, thank you so much. We really appreciate you being
Robin,
on with us.
Can I say something just real quick?
Of course, Mike.
Joyce, your voice is as clear as ever. And you're one of the superstars that I see. Just keep talking. Things are going to happen to you never thought were going to happen. So yeah, your voice is clear as ever. Just keep talking.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Bruce, if you'd like to unmute yourself, please.
Certainly, Robin. I appreciate you and thank you for so much for being the wonderful leader that you are. There's a lot of things that go on in my mind, a lot of things that a lot of people have said here. One thing I know is that we're not reaching the end of anything. We're reaching. I like horse racing. I love thoroughbred racing, and I used to watch them preparing for the race, going through the ring and walking to the gate and getting to the gate. And Unpassive is the same, I love the anticipation of what's happening. Sometimes people break through the gate and they have to bring them back because they're not ready to run yet. And a lot of times on Unpassive, that's what Ash has been doing too. I can see Ash wanting to be like the beautiful thoroughbred, wanting to get out of the gate, but knowing that it still has to get, all the pieces have to get in the gate. If there's 20 horses and you need an extra gate, you need more of a gate. And finally, the horse runs and I get out. I can be at the end of the finish line and I still want to watch them run more. And that's like Unpassive. Just because we get out of the gate doesn't mean I want to think that we're through with this, because I want to see more and more and more and more. I want to see everything that we can possibly do. And Ash, one of the things that Ash talks about a lot, I get this from him, he wants us to believe in ourselves. Not just Unpassive, but he wants us to believe in the possibilities and the potential that we have inside of us. When he talks about mindset, it's a mindset to believe it. I heard Jesse Jackson say it before any of these other things, that if your mind can conceive it, and you can believe it, then you can achieve it. And so all I have to do is believe, conceive, believe, and then achieve. And it happens of that order, because the first thought brings elation to the mind, excitement to the mind. But it's not just excitement, because we have to do something after being excited. You can't just sit in excitement. We have to do things. And what we're doing now is beta testing for unpassive, founders. And we're doing that so we can finally come out of the gate and start the race. But this is a beautiful thing. And I love all of you guys. I love Chris. I love Julie. I love Cynthia Brown there. And I love everybody who's in this panel. I don't talk a lot, but I think I get to contribute a lot anyway. I was at a meeting today in Kenya, if anybody's feeling that they're insignificant. And I just happened to show up just to support. And a man came on, because there weren't many people there, and he started talking about me. He said, I see the person who's always at this meeting, and he always helps out. And he named my name. And I thank him for the acknowledgement, because I know that a leader is someone who just shows up and helps out. I don't need a lot of, well, you did this, you did that. I just need to do something that serves other people. And what Passive teaches us more than anything is how we can serve people, how we can serve them with love, with kindness, and compassion. Anyway, I lost my signal. I think I lost my signal. I looked like I lost my signal for a minute there. But anyway, I want to tell you
We can
all.
still hear you, Bruce.
Okay, thank you, Robin. I just want to say that if you have any doubt in your mind, just tell your mind thanks for sharing, and then keep coming back, because everything will be fine in the end. Everything is fine every day of my life, because I insist on having a beautiful day. And I always say that it's a beautiful day when your mind is set in a beautiful way. Think the same thing of unpassive all the time. Always set your mind in a beautiful way when it comes to what you're doing, where you're going, have a goal in mind, build. And the other thing I said, don't think I want to make a lot of money. Put a number on it for yourself. Don't say I want a car. It's like if you say to God, I want a car, he may give you an old Datsun. But if you tell him, I would like to have a Rolls Royce, and you envision God presenting you the Rolls Royce, one thing that God will always say is, I'll give you what you want if you just participate, because I can't do this. So we always have to do it together. We can't do this alone.
Exactly.
Thank you, Robin.
You're welcome, Bruce. Thank you so much for that. It's so true. Listra, if you would like to unmute yourself, please.
Hi, everyone. Robin, you're the reason I came on here tonight, okay? Because you helped bring me out of my shell by inviting me to join the webinars in 2020 when I was new. You said, you're not on the webinars, you should go and listen to, and I said, okay, I will, and I did. And then you excuse me, invited me to the PNG webinars. And that first night, I couldn't go, but I've never missed one since, because those people, they encourage me. I love to hear what they're going through. And I know that one day we will help them as well. I want to help them. And Julie, you as well. You have been great. I wasn't feeling well. I still am not. But you picked up that phone and you called me. I was blown away. That was awesome. I thank you. I thank all the leaders here for all you do for everyone. And I'm beginning to get emotional, so I'm going to say goodbye.
Listra, you're very special. You are very special to all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being with us on Thursday nights. Thank you for being with us. Just with every webinar you go to, you bring some joy and you bring lots of love. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Robin.
So, everybody, this brings our wonderful evening to an end. It's been very special with all of you. We are all leaders. Remember that. Each and every one of you, you are a leader to somebody else. You are showing them something very special and how to be somebody special. And we're making a difference in the world, starting with ourselves and our own communities and going beyond. People will understand what Unpassive is all about. So even if they don't join us as a founder, they will come and join us later on after we've launched. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. And I'll leave you with this. In my opinion, beige is boring. Colors are in the world everywhere. Live life in color, with love, respect, and kindness. If we were all beige, it would be a very, very boring world. Adding color, whether it is through our words, through our actions, through how we live life, makes a difference on others. So I ask you all, through your own beliefs, to keep everybody safe by saying prayers the way you do for health and healing for our planet and all people on it. Prayers for the health of our founders' families, and all families and all people and animals on our planet Earth. To include in your prayers for patience and tolerance towards each other, starting with our families, into our communities, and into the world. Prayers for peace, personal and global. We hope we've added some value here tonight and hoped everybody to see a larger picture in what we do, and that we will always be here to help each other. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your love and trusting us. Thank you for continuing to spread who you are around the world, and we look forward to being with you next week, Thursday night. Take good care, everybody. Stay safe, and we'll see you next Thursday night. Bye-bye, everybody. Good night.
Night, everyone.
Hey,
thank you, Robin.
Sammy's Sugar Pants here.
Thank you,
Robin.
Robin.
Night,
Good night,
everybody.
everybody.
Good
Night,
Thank you, Robin.
everybody.
Night.
Good night.
Everybody have
Chris,
fun.
give big hit.
Good night, everybody.
Chris.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you very
I'm from
much.
Canada.
Awesome.
Good night, Marty.
Afternoon, good evening. Good night, good evening.
Good night. Have a blessed
Good night, Mike.
Good to see you, Mike Ellis.
Aloha from
Night,
Canada.
Oh my God. Hey, Mike.
Marty. Night, Rhonda. Good night, Yvonne.
Marty, my big brother.
Hi, everybody.
Night, John White. Night, everybody. Night, Mike. Sister Patrick.